So yes, there could be a claim to say that part of me is racist because I really do not like individuals that identify themselves as black.
Let's talk about facts.
If you want to have intellectual discussions.
Spiritually oriented, very beautiful farm.
Who you are beyond the personality.
I'm a human being, same as you. Be who you are.
But to answer your question,
what is really going on?
And let's get into this.
What is happening in Wirgo? What is, and welcome to the wonderful world of Wirgo. Now, today we're asking, why am I a racist? I suppose I am a racist to a certain degree. Well, at least my ego is racist, not me. I am not my ego. But the ego was developed to be racist because that's just how it was created. I didn't fully create my ego. I am responsible for creating it, but I was led and fathered and guided into creating this ego. I won't say in blindness or in darkness, because I didn't really understand that was happening until it happened and it was done. And now I'm fathering myself and returning my ego to spirit form. Just what that means in terminology where I'm using it is where my ego is incomplete. It's very childlike and very feminine. I need to make it much more masculine and father-led. So the child in me is going to say, "Oh, I have ice cream," and the father will say, "You've already had 4. Get a from Snarjans." And the Holy Spirit within me is going to allow me to have the choice. It's going to allow me to choose. It won't favour one over another. It'll allow me to decide which is best for me. And if I follow the Father, follow the guide, it's going to lead me to a place of, I think, good health, good relationships and happiness. Whereas if I follow the child, it's always going to lead me down joy, wonder, but eventually, if they're not together, one will lead me into, both actually will lead me into a prison for my mind that I don't really want. There's a lot more to that, a lot more depth to it. I can see where people are going, explain all this, but I will soon. I'm not in this episode. This is just me explaining to you why I believe I may be racist. Well, at least my ego is. Now, again, I can say I'm racist, but it's not really... being racist is like I said, being having a phobia. It's you have a prejudice against someone, and often that prejudice comes not because one is evil, but because one has been ill-educated or traumatized into believing what they believe. Either that, they're just really hyper-narcissistic and they've become very, very ill, and then they've learned to just, I don't know, mock and shame people no matter who they are. And the more easier ones to mock and shame are those with differences. So what we call minorities, a little bit like myself. I'm sorry, when I talk about it for some reason, my tics always come out a little bit more, so I'm trying to control those. But I'm more in the autistic spectrum. So spent my entire childhood abused in one way or another, although there were many way more worse childhood rearing than I had. And my parents loved me still, and all of us, in the best possible way they could, and did their best to give us the greatest life they could. And I wouldn't go back and change any of it. I'm happy for my relationship with my parents. I'm happy for my upbringing. I'm happy for all my education, all these things, because they make me the person I am today. And the person I am today is seeing things that I've never seen in my entire life. And I'm seeing things no one else seems to be able to see. And yet no one can correct me. So I'm believing I'm seeing the world truthfully and real, whereas others are seeing an illusion, which is what I'm going to show in my show. I'm going to show it in my show. So yes, there could be a claim to say that part of me is racist because I really do not like individuals that identify themselves as black and are narcissistic with it. So do you understand? It's not I'm racist against individuals who have different melanin in their skin. It's those who have different melanin in their skin, but their narcissism is combined to it. So they're just basically race hustlers. They're constantly going to complain and moan about the race they're going to blame and shame basically sinners, blaming and shaming everything. These individuals, I have deep fear for them, and therefore I can be a little judgmental towards them. And it's not fair because I don't know if the individual I'm speaking to is racist. The individual I'm speaking to is a narcissist or just having a bad day or anything, and so I will make judgments. But the way in which I make judgments will be on the type of narcissist they are. And I've noticed that, you know, those who have different cultures and different upbringings or different privileges, as somebody might say, have a different form of narcissism within them. Yeah, I think it has everything to do with culture, of course, because that's where it breeds from. But there's a different kind in different individuals, and I feel that the narcissists that would identify themselves as black, they're some of the worst I've seen. And I don't fully understand yet why that is, although there are many individuals, especially those of the community that do identify themselves as black, that have explained, such as Thomas Sowell. Many conservatives out there right now doing video. You're not going to get this kind of thing from liberal individuals, because it's more the liberals I find are highly narcissistic, and they're the ones who really I'm talking about. But again, a blanket statement to say all liberals, that's not what I'm saying. I find more liberals to be narcissists in no matter what colour your skin is, by the way, not just in those who identify as being black. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it there. This was only a short one to get your views and tell me what you think of what I've said. I mean, I'm not trying to intentionally be hurtful. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to understand, why do I feel these ways? Why am I seeing the world like this? And I never ever judge anybody as right, wrong, good, bad, or evil. I don't believe in that stuff. Just want to learn what is what. Right. Wirgo, what is? Let us know down below what you think, and until next time, harmony.